with the same chapter for biology, class 12, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Okay, we'll have a quick revision of the things that we have seen in previous lecture or previous video. Okay, in previous video we have seen with female gametophyte. Okay, in female gametophyte we have seen with how female gametophyte formation was taking place, as well as we have seen with how an embryo sac formation was done. We have also seen with the structure and a condition named 7-celled and 8-nucleated part we have seen with in embryo sac formation. Okay, I will just draw with the embryo sac formation how it is occurring. Okay, first I will be drawing with the diagram part, and I will say it later on how it is formed. See, we have seen with how embryo sac formation has taken place. We have seen with 7-celled and 8-nucleated formation in embryo sac. Okay. Now 7-celled, how it is formed? This 7-cell formation is done with the help of when 8-nucleated formation takes place with the help of mitotic division. Okay, when mitotic division in when nucleus divides with mitotic division, 2 nucleus divides to form 4, and from 4 nucleated it forms to 8 nucleated one. Okay, 8 nucleated formation takes place. Now this 8 nucleated cells again further go division and form 7-celled formation takes place, wherein this is regarding 8 nucleated formation, and for 7-cell formation you can see over here these 3 cells present at the chalazal end, which are also called as antipodal cells. 3 and 2 are polar nuclei, which are present at the center of the cytoplasm. Then the egg cell, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 1 6, and this whole it is called as synergic cell. Okay, so you can see 1 3 4 5 6 and 7. So 7 cells which are being having a covering cell wall covered to the nucleated cell. This is how the embryo sac formation takes place. Okay, then we have seen with the last portion we have started with under pre-fertilization. Okay, in this chapter starting only I have said that the things that we are going to discuss, pre-fertilization steps involves male gametophyte formation, female gametophyte formation and pollination. These are the 3 main things that are included in pre-fertilization. Then we will be seeing with fertilization and then post-fertilization. Okay, so in this I will see with so we have started with the pollination part. In pollination we have seen 2 things. Geitonogamy or it is geitonogamy I have told you for the previous lecture geitonogamy, other name, the correction part of it I have written. Then we have seen with xenogamy, and today we will be seeing with autogamy. These are the parts, or you can say parts of self-pollination as well as cross-pollination. This xenogamy belongs to cross-pollination and autogamy belongs to self-pollination. Okay. In pollination we have seen that it is subdivided into two types, that is self and cross. Now regarding pollination, I have said that pollination is what? Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of a flower. When those pollination process occurs in a same plant, then it is called as self-pollination. And if the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different plant, then it is called as cross-pollination. Okay. Then regarding that, the types are there. We are seeing with geitonogamy. Geitonogamy was transfer of pollen grain of anther from anther to stigma of a same plant, but of a same plant with different flower. Only one plant they are having, but a plant has more than 2 to 3 flowers. So the pollination was occurring between, suppose if I draw it over here, suppose if you consider this as a flower, a plant bearing flower in it. Okay, here it is having flower in it, here also flower is there. Okay, here it is having flower. Now this flower will have pollination with a different flower of a same plant. This type of condition is called as geitonogamy. It is having pollination with, I am writing it again, pollination with different flower of same plant. Okay, this is geitonogamy. Next we have seen that was xenogamy. In xenogamy, as you know, it is a type of cross pollination. So in cross pollination it requires two different plants. Okay, this is, I am drawing it here over here, flower. These are the flowers, these are the flowers. Okay, now the pollination occurring with different plant of a flower is called as cross pollination. Okay, this also we have seen with, and this type of condition is seen in xenogamy. Over here I have told you before also that they are genetically similar, and over here in previous lecture I have told that here also they are genetically similar, but the correction to be made over here, that is they are genetically different. Okay, they are genetically different and they are ecologically also they are different. Okay, this is the main difference between geitonogamy and xenogamy. Okay, this is the first type we have seen with, and this is the second type. Now we will see with the third type, that is autogamy today. So autogamy is transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of a same plant. Okay, or it is of same plant. So plant is same between the same plant, but they are not having pollination with a different flower of a same plant. Okay. Now to obtain this, two conditions which favor the autogamy are clistogamous. The conditions which favors autogamy, clistogamous and chasmogamous. Okay, these are the two conditions which favors what? Autogamy. Now we will see with clistogamy. In clistogamy, the flowers remain closed. Okay, when flowers are remaining closed, so no alternative of self-pollination occurs. Okay, then over here the flowers are what? They are closed. Flowers are closed. See, we have started with what? Autogamy. Now, in autogamy, it is having two conditions which favors this type of conditions, that is clistogamous and chasmogamous. In clistogamous, it is seen that flowers are closed so that no alternative self-pollination can occur, or you can say that if the flowers are closed, then no cross-pollination would occur. Okay? And in chasmogamous condition, here it exposes mature stigma and anther so that the self pollination can occur. They expose this to what? To the pollen so that the pollination process can occur. Okay, I hope you are all clear with the conditions which favor both self pollination and cross pollination. We have completed with the pollination part, types of pollination we have seen with, and as well as we have seen with the types. We have seen this geitonogamy and autogamy are the types of self pollination, and xenogamy is a type of cross pollination. Okay. Now, in cross pollination we have seen that transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different plant. Okay. Now, to get the pollen grain from different plant, they require some agents. Okay. They require what? They require agents for pollination. So, we will see with the agents of pollination. Next topic is agents of pollination. These agents are briefly categorized in three ways, or three main agents are there, but before this they are categorized into two, that is abiotic and biotic agents. Okay. In this we will see with first wind, agents of pollination in the form of wind, water and insect. Okay, we will see with the characteristics also. In this wind pollination, the agents of pollination which is in the form of wind, this type of pollination is mainly seen in corn, cob, mulberry and coconut also it is seen with, and this type of pollination done with the help of water. It is usually seen in hydrilla and valsinaria. Okay, and this is mainly seen in Amphophilus. These are the examples of plant having agents of pollination used. Now, first we will see with wind. Okay. In wind, some conditions we will be seeing with which favors this type of agents as a pollination. Okay. Now, first in this flower. Flowers are seen that mostly they are of colorless flower, colorless and odorless. Flowers are mostly colorless and odorless, but they are in abundance. Okay. Next is regarding pollen. The pollen of the flowers which uses wind as a pollinating agent are light in weight as well as they are dry. Okay. When the pollens are light in weight and dry, then it is easier for them to be pollinated with the help of wind. As well as over here anther are having long filament. Okay, they have long filament and stigma over here is non-sticky. Okay, here they are also abundant. So these are the few characteristics which favor wind used as an agent of pollination. Okay, in this we will see with the next one now, that is regarding water, how it is favoring. So next we will see with the water, few characteristics that are present over here is flower. We will see with here again the flower are orderless and colorless. Okay, here stigma are long, whereas in wind we have seen that stigma anther were having long filament. Okay, and anther over here are having filament shorter. Okay, and they are also non-sticky. For water we have seen example as hydrilla and vallisneria. These are the two basic examples of agents used as a water. The agents used is water over here. Okay, and in this vallisneria we will be talking with example included in this is one more example is the sea grasses. In sea grasses example is Zostera. Okay, this is one more example included in the form of water as a pollinating agent. Okay, now in vallisneria it is seen that the flowers of this, the male female part are submerged, they just come out of water, and male part they attract the pollen grain released by the they attract to the pollens and it gets attached with the vallisneria part. Okay, जो flowers होते हैं वो जो female part of a flower होता है of vallisneria, they come out of the submerged part of water above the water level, and the male part of it come and have a pollination with it. Whereas some are there wherein both the things are submerged, दोनों male and female part are submerged in water, and through water current the pollen grain transfer and land on the stigma part of a flower. This is regarding water as a agent for pollinating. Okay, for the next lecture we will see regarding insect, only biotic factor remaining. A biotic factor we have seen with wind and water as a pollinating agent. Okay, I hope you are clear with the, today we have seen with pollination, the one only autogamy was remaining and its conditions which favor the autogamy, as well as we have started today with the agents of pollination. In that we have seen with what wind we have completed with, and we have seen the examples favoring that type of pollination used as an agent, and water and its example we have seen. Okay, thank you.